Hello, welcome to ScriptWave. In our previous lecture, we discussed about list and list methods. In today's lecture, we'll be covering tuple. Without any further ado, let's see a quick agenda for this lecture. First, we'll start with an introduction for tuple. Then we'll understand what is packing and unpacking in tuple. Then we'll see few methods and operations on tuple. Then we'll finally understand the code execution for working on tuples. Let's start with introduction to tuple. What is a tuple? A tuple is an ordered collection of items. Similar to list, tuple is also ordered collection of items. It can store multiple values in a single variable. It's exactly similar to list. For storing the values, it will also store multiple values inside a single variable. Tuple can contain different data types. All three options are same, exactly as list, but the next one will be different. Tuple are immutable. If you remember, the list was mutable, whereas tuple is immutable. This means we cannot make any changes, meaning their elements cannot be changed after creations. Once we create, we cannot alter or change any elements inside this tuple. This implies we don't have any operations like append, extend, remove, pop, etc. Created using parentheses. So we can create tuple using the parentheses. So we have a quick example here, fruits, and then we have a small, then we have normal braces, apple, banana, mango, and this holds the same indexing as well, and this holds the multidimensional as well. That means we cannot add, we cannot remove, we cannot do anything on the tuple. Why is it necessary? This is necessary because we have a lot of cases where we don't want to alter anything. Once we create the items, we need not to change it. In that cases, we use tuple. And tuple is also faster when compared to list. We'll see all those things in the upcoming lectures. But for the time being, this is how we can create, and tuple is immutable. These 2 points are important. Let's move forward. Tuple packing and unpacking. Tuple packing is when multiple values are assigned to a tuple without using the parentheses, while tuple unpacking is in the reverse. So here we have student, which is a tuple. Now we are assigning name, age, course to student. So this will automatically link to the corresponding indices and get name as John, age as 20, and the subject or the course as Python. So this is packing and unpacking. Count X. So this is the count we have seen in the list. This works exactly same. This counts the values. So everything which is applied on list, provided that won't make any changes to the tuple memory, will works on tuple. So exact same methods can be used on tuple, whereas adding, removing things are not allowed in tuple, so we cannot use those methods. Index, this is also same. Sort is not allowed because sort will update the memory again. Let's move forward with more functions. So we have few more functions starting with min. This gives the minimum value. This holds same for the list as well. So we can say lst is equal to 1, 2, 3. If you say min of lst, it returns 1. This works exactly same for tuple and list as well. But I haven't discussed in list because there won't be anything in tuple to discuss once we complete everything in list. Then we have max to give the maximum value. Then we have sum of, which gives the sum of value. Then we have the sorted. Sorted is something which returns a list but not a tuple. So here we get the sorted numbers as a list. Remember, even if you give list or tuple, it returns only a list. So let's move with the code execution for all the topics that we have discussed. So I am on my PyCharm. Now I'll just create one more file, 03.4 tuple introduction .py. Now I need to create tuple tpl is equal to empty parenthesis. So print type of tuple. So save it and run it. So we got the type as tuple. Or we can print. So print tuple, very simple, and quickly run it. So we got empty tuple. Now let's see the same thing. So tpl is equal to comma tpl is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's quickly print it. So we got tpl, let's say tpl1. So tpl1 type and tpl1 value. So we got it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is allowed. We can avoid the parentheses as well. But personally, I always prefer adding parentheses. We cannot define who is watching your code. Somebody who don't know Python can also watch the code. So we're just specifying the parentheses here. Then we have the tuple packing and unpacking. Let's see the indexing first, then we'll move to the tuple packing and unpacking. So let's delete everything and let's say print tuple 1 of 2. That is the value 3 because index 2 is holding the value 3. Similarly, let's move to the operations. First, packing and unpacking. So TPL is equal to, it's okay to redefine, but the memory for this one will be entirely different. So make sure you remember this one as well. I am adding a string to a tuple. So name Venu, age 20, subject Python. So I'll just move ahead to the unpacking, name, comma, age. So instead of TPL, we'll just update it to the subject. And let's print age subject as well. And let's print the tuple. So let's quickly execute this one. So we got Venu, 20 and Python, which we are just printing here. So this is packing and unpacking. And similarly, we can do min, max, etc. So let's try to do everything here. Print min of TPL1, max of TPL1. Then we can print sum of TPL1, and we can print length of TPL, which returns the length of the string. It gives length, not the last index. Remember, we always get confused between length and last index. Last index is always length minus 1 because indexing starts from 0, whereas length starts from 1. Let's save it and execute everything at once. So let's start with the minimum value. So minimum value is 1 for TPL1, maximum value is 5, so we got 5. Then the sum, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15, so we got 15. Then we got length of TPL, so we got length as 5 because we have the number 5 here in terms of elements. So this is the tuple. Let's start with the sorted. So print sorted of tuple 1. Let's see how it goes. So it gives the sorted list. Remember, we get a list as we discussed in the theory part. So that's it for this lecture. It's a simple one, tuple. In the next lecture, we'll be comparing between tuple and list, and we'll be writing the code for comparing both. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you in the next lecture.